Hi, it's Joe Malinchak, and welcome to my channel. Today we're going to take a look at one of my next projects, which is pretty cool. It's this Sterling peanut scale Monocoupe. But first, if you would like to see more content like this, please like and subscribe to my channel. Okay, I've actually had this kit laying in my closet for some time. I already built a Satabri. I made that micro RC. That came out pretty nice. Years ago, and this kit I'm kind of gonna do the same. I'm gonna make it a dual purpose. It's gonna be free flight for events like Geneseo and RC, so that I won't lose the model in my front yard here. I can actually take it off, and I'm not really interested in flying it as an RC model, just getting it up, getting it trimmed, and then getting it in a point where it's a well-flying free flight model, and then taking it to events like Geneseo. I'm going to make the rudder removable so I can replace the rudder with the actuator with a rudder without the actuator and remove the equipment to make it lighter if I want. But we'll take a look at that in a later step. I actually built the Sterling peanut scale Corsair last year. Now this was built straight from the kit. It weighs 14.7 grams with the balsa wood from the kit. A little bit heavy, but actually flew pretty good. I got a 45-50 second flight on the model last year at Geneseo, so it did okay. But the kit wood is pretty heavy. Let me just put this down here. We're going to take a look at this. So this is some of the balsa parts from the kit for the Monocoupe. Let me get ahead and turn my scale on so you can get an idea. Okay, I'm going to lay them on there, 7.8 grams. So I'm actually going to be using different wood. I'm going to be using contest balsa. So I went ahead and I already started laser cutting. These are the ribs. I put some lightning holes in the ribs. You could see the original ribs from the kit. So I made them a little bit lighter. And I'm using thinner balsa. This is 1/20th contest balsa. So let me lay that on the scale. These are some of the bulkheads. So this weighs 4.7 grams, so significantly lighter. So a lighter model is going to fly longer and better. So we will take a look at that. Okay, so I hope everybody enjoys the build process of this. I'm going to just show some of the highlights, and hopefully everybody gets something out of this. Okay, here I made some significant progress on the peanut scale Monocoupe. I have the fuselage completed and sanded. Here is the wing. You can see the lightning holes that were laser cut in the ribs. Pretty cool. The wing struts, everything is pretty much completed and ready for covering. Let me show you here the tail. So as I mentioned, this is going to be a dual purpose, a free flight and RC model. So I made the rudder removable, so there's just a little pin that's going to hold the rudder in place. And then this is the RC rudder, which actually has a coil already mounted and a little plug-in. So this will just plug in like this. Okay, everything will be mounted on the airplane. And there you have it. So the RC rudder will be interchangeable. And yes, that pin has a little bit of force, so it will hold that rudder in place. I do not expect it to come off in flight. I got to show you the nose cowling. So the cowling is removable. And you can see I have a little thrust plate in there. I made that from Garlite. I'll be checking that out. See how that works. But you'll notice that my thrust plate is not that deep. The reason for that is I am holding it on by magnets. So it's just going to be held on by these little 1x2 millimeter magnets, and it will not fall out. My rudder came off, and my elevator. So you can see the little recess in there I have for the plug. Let's talk about the RC system. So the RC system is made up of this little plug and a little coil, 100 milligram coil. I purchased this from Micron Wings in Australia. The receiver is going to be one of Nick Lecty's receivers. It'll be a 200 milligram receiver, and the receiver just goes in this little hole here. It'll plug in, and it will be removable. So when I fly the model as a free flight, I will not have any equipment in there for events like Geneseo. It'll be using this little 10 light poly battery, which also will slip in the nose, and we'll see how that goes. So everything is sanded. We're going to cover the model next. I'm printing up some nice tissue for it, and we'll see how that goes. Okay, I am ready to start covering the model. I have my tissue printed out with my design graphics. I drew the graphics up in Adobe Illustrator, and then I printed them out on this. I'm using Flying Bird Osaka tissue from Peck Polymers. It actually printed fairly well. The way I did that was I attached the tissue to some legal size paper using just a light coat of this spray mount. You can pick that up at any art store. First, I pre-shrunk the tissue. I actually did that on a frame, so it's pre-shrunk. Then I attached it to the paper, and then I shot it through my Epson inkjet printer. I'm using a Epson Workforce, which uses Duobright ink. Now, the Duobright ink is water resistant, and it doesn't bleed. Now, this is actually some rubbing alcohol. I'm going to spray some on here. So I just sprayed some rubbing alcohol on there, and you can see that it is not bleeding. So you can shrink the tissue, and without fear of you losing your graphics. So I'll be covering the model using a traditional glue stick method. I'm going to do the fuselage first, then the tail, then the wing. We'll take a look at how all this looks when it's complete. Okay, I made some good progress on the model. I have everything covered with tissue. It looks pretty good. I got the wheel pants and the structure here. This is my removable cowling. I painted that with Tamiya paint, and it just, again, magnetizes on there perfectly. It will not fall out. The rudder is removable, and that is the free flight rudder. Let's take a look at the RC rudder, which we'll be using. So I still have to add the magnet to this, but this will, and the hinges, but this will just go on like that, and it will attach to the model on the little connector. So it'll actually hold pretty tight. It will not fall out. Like to mention the wing here. So you see I have the wing pinned down to my magnetic building board. Yes, pinned down to my magnetic building board. I did that with these little magnets. I cut out some cork and glued them onto the magnets. So this has two advantages. One, it lets the air circulate underneath the structure as it's drying. And two, it basically the pins aren't as aggressive as the magnets. I used to just magnetize the model to the board here to keep it flat to prevent warps, but this the magnets are very strong, and they could actually damage the structure or the tissue. So I came up with this idea by using a little cork, and it seems to be working beautifully. Next, I'll be assembling the model. I'm also making some wood props for it. So these are my props. And I made those basically by laminating two pieces of contest balsa on a bottle at the proper pitch, about 17-degree angle, and then I'll be gluing them at 35 degrees to set in the pitch. So we'll see how that goes, but overall looking pretty good. I'm going to assemble the model, and then we will do the first test flights. Okay, here we have the completed Monocoupe. I think it came out pretty nice. All up weight, ready to fly, is around 11 grams. So not too bad. The model currently is set up for electric RC, which I flew it at the Neat Fair. And I actually added an actuator to the elevator. But we're going to try that free flight and probably in another video with two-channel operation. But right now it's set up for electric. I'll show you how this goes. So here's the cowling. It just comes off, as we mentioned. And we're going to plug a little 50 light poly in there. The battery can just sit in the nose. Push the wires in. Attach the cowling. There it goes. The actuators are a little noisy. The elevator, rudder, and power. I will take the cowling off, and we can actually disconnect the motor. We'll get the battery out of there. Okay, so that's how that goes. And then for free flight, I will basically hide these wires, tape them down, and then the free flight cowling just pops in there. I also made the free flight rudder, which can attach to that, but I think I'm just going to try it with the actuator. So we're going to have an RC 2-channel. It would be 2-channel RC rubber powered. Yeah, here's the model. Again, it weighs 11 grams, about the same weight, free flight as RC. I'm going to show a video of it flying at the Geneseo event, just a short video, and then a video of it flying under electric power. So we'll take a look at that. Go again, another test flight of the Monocoupe. I increased the wines. I got 1,600 wines in here, a little more clay, and there it goes. Wish it was going right a little more, but it is climbing. Well, it's respectable. Here we are with a test flight of the little Monocoupe. All right, let's give it a shot under RC power. Here she goes. Beautiful. Got to trim her out. All right, she is flying beautifully. Let's bring her in here. It's just a short test flight. That's it. All right, the Micro RC Sterling free flight / RC Monocoupe conversion. I think it was a success. I'd like to thank everybody for watching my channel and this video. Please like and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts, whether you prefer the free flight or the RC version. We will see you in the next one.